$340,000 combined income, two successful professionals, $28,000 in savings. Meet Jennifer and Michael Carter. They make more than 95% of American households, and they're one car accident away from credit card debt. They don't have an income problem, they have a phantom wealth problem. They look rich, but they're building nothing. If you've ever wondered where does all the money go, this one's for you. Jennifer and Michael Carter, both 42, corporate attorney and product manager. Combined income $340,000 per year. Take home $19,000 per month. Savings $28,000. 401k $380,000. Net worth $585,000. Sounds successful, right? Here's the problem. They're in the 95th percentile for income, but only the 12th percentile for net worth at their age. Their phantom wealth index, 83. That 83-point gap, that's not wealth. That's an expensive costume. Here's where that $19,000 goes every month. The big ones: mortgage, $4,800. Cars, $1,650 in payments plus insurance. Private school, $2,200. Retirement, $2,800. The rest, groceries, dining out, subscriptions, utilities, travel fund, maintenance, the usual. Total spending, $18,800 per month. Take home, $19,000. They have $200 left over on a perfect month. But last year, their AC died, $6,800. Credit card. This year, car repairs, $2,400. Credit card again. Their $28,000 in savings covers 1.5 months. One job loss, one health crisis, the whole system breaks. This isn't about being irresponsible. Jennifer and Michael work hard. They're smart with money, or so they think. But they've fallen into the highest earning trap of all: phantom wealth. High income creates the illusion of wealth, while your actual financial position stays fragile. They make $340,000 and live like it, but they're not building wealth. They're building a lifestyle that traps them in both careers forever. If you're thinking, wait, I might be in something similar, I created a free 3-minute assessment, link in the description. Now, the 3 specific traps that got them here. Jennifer and Michael made 3 decisions that seemed completely reasonable. High earners make these decisions every day, but each one created a trap. Let's go through them. Trap 1, the dual income illusion. Jennifer and Michael built a lifestyle that requires both incomes at current levels: $195,000 from Jennifer, $145,000 from Michael. Here's the problem. They treat those 2 incomes as one permanent, stable income, but they're not. Jennifer's law firm did layoffs 2 years ago. Michael's tech company has reorganized 3 times in 4 years. Statistically, one of them will face job loss or reduction in the next 10 years. If either loses their job, income drops by 40 to 60%. Expenses stay at $18,800. Savings cover 1.5 months. Then what? Credit cards? 401k loans? Selling the house at the wrong time? They've built a life that demands both of them stay employed at these exact salaries with no disruption for the next 20 years. That's not a plan, that's a hope. This is the dual income illusion, treating 2 variable incomes as one permanent income, then building a lifestyle that traps you in both careers forever. Trap 2, the Justification Cascade. Every expense they have is justified, reasonable. The car payments? I need to look professional. Safety matters. The $680,000 house? We've earned it. Good schools for the kids. Private school at $2,200 a month? Investment in their future. $1,400 on groceries? Health is wealth. $1,200 dining out? We work 60-hour weeks. We deserve to enjoy life. Every single expense is justified. Here's the trap. They made 23 of these decisions. 23 times they said, I make good money, I deserve this. And they do. But 23 times I deserve this doesn't equal security. It equals fragility. Each expense is less than 10% of income. Feels fine. But they didn't add it up. They didn't see the system. This is the Justification Cascade. Every decision makes sense in isolation, but the system of decisions is catastrophic. Trap 3, the invisible decline. Jennifer and Michael are 42. They feel like they're winning. Here's what they don't see. Age 52, still working 60-hour weeks, but their bodies hurt more. Age 62, watching peers retire, but they need 5 more years, at least. Age 72, retirement savings depleting faster than expected because their lifestyle still costs $12,000 a month. That's if both careers continue uninterrupted. But one job loss, the $28,000 in savings lasts 2 months. Then 401k loans, credit card debt growing, forced to sell the house in a bad market. The success unravels in under a year. They can't feel this yet. Everything looks fine at 42. But high income creates the illusion of security while your actual financial position stays fragile. This is the invisible decline. You feel wealthy today, but you're sleepwalking to a crisis tomorrow. I've analyzed dozens of high-income couples in this exact trap. Here's the pattern. They assume their income is permanent. They justify every expense individually, and they're not wrong. Each expense is reasonable. But they never look at the system, the total, the fragility. They think, we make $340,000, we can afford this. And they can. They can afford the payments. But can they afford the opportunity cost? Michael's $930 a month car payment over 20 years invested instead becomes $487,000. He's not buying a car. He's trading $500,000 in future wealth for leather seats. And he made that trade 23 times. Jennifer and Michael aren't alone. This is the most common trap for households earning over $200,000. The more you make, the more invisible the trap becomes. What can someone in Jennifer and Michael's situation actually do? I'm not giving you a prescription. I'm showing you patterns. Pattern number 1, the one income rule. This is the hardest pattern and the most effective. Live entirely on the lower income. Bank the higher income. For Jennifer and Michael, live on Michael's $145,000. Save Jennifer's $195,000. That's $8,400 per month take-home to live on, currently spending $18,800. Required cut, $10,400 per month. That's a 55% lifestyle reduction. Let's be honest, that's brutal. The $680,000 house becomes a $450,000 house. The private school becomes public school. The 2 car payments become 1 used car paid in cash. Vacations get smaller and less frequent. It feels like moving backwards. But here's the math. If they do this, they save $127,000 per year after tax. In 10 years, $1.27 million in actual wealth, not phantom wealth, real assets. At that point, they have options. One of them can step back from their career. They can take risks. They're not trapped anymore. And critically, if one of them loses their job, the lifestyle is already sustainable. No panic, no credit cards, no crisis. The one income rule isn't about deprivation. It's about treating your second income like the variable it actually is, not the permanent fixture you've assumed it was. Pattern number 2, the expense audit matrix. If the one income rule feels impossible, there's a middle path. Rate every expense. How much joy does it bring? What's the opportunity cost? Then decide. Keep high joy, low cost items, family dinners, hobbies that matter. Cut low joy, high cost items. Michael's $930 car payment he barely notices. Redesign high joy, high cost items. Love travel? $3,000 road trips instead of $8,000 Europe vacations. The goal, cut $5,000 to $7,000 a month in expenses that add little joy but destroy wealth. Jennifer and Michael found $6,200 a month in cuts, without touching what they actually care about. That's $74,400 per year to wealth instead of lifestyle. In 10 years, $744,000. Pattern number 3, the financial runway. The third pattern is psychological. Stop thinking in dollars, start thinking in months. How many months of freedom do you have? Right now, Jennifer and Michael have 1.5 months. That's not freedom, that's terror. The runway targets. Phase 1, 6-month emergency fund. This is survival. If one loses a job, you have time to figure it out. Phase 2, 12-month freedom fund. This is power. You can quit a bad job, pivot careers, say no. Phase 3, 24-month runway. This is real flexibility. You can take a year off if you want, retrain, start a business. Phase 4, financial independence. You don't need the income anymore. Why this works? 6 months of expenses feels achievable. $114,000 in savings feels impossible. Same number, different frame. Year 1 through 3, it's a heavy lift, building the emergency fund while cutting lifestyle. Year 4 through 6, momentum builds, compound growth kicks in, income might grow too. Year 7 through 10, it's on autopilot. The system runs itself, wealth compounds. This isn't about deprivation for 30 years, it's about discipline for 7 years, then financial freedom for the rest of your life. Here's what you need to understand. Jennifer and Michael didn't blow their money on stupid things. They're not living beyond their means in the traditional sense. They can afford everything they're paying for. That's the trap. When you make $340,000, you can afford a $680,000 house. You can afford $1,650 in car payments. You can afford private school. You can afford the payments, but can you afford the opportunity cost? The cost isn't financial ruin tomorrow. The cost is financial fragility forever. They're earning in the top 5%, but building wealth at the bottom 12%. That gap is phantom wealth. The solution isn't to make more money, it's to close the gap between income and lifestyle. That gap is where wealth lives. Jennifer and Michael have a choice: 7 years of discipline to build real wealth, or 30 years trapped in both careers hoping nothing breaks. They're 42. If they commit now, they're financially free by 49. That's still most of their life ahead of them. Next week, a 50-year-old going through a divorce, splitting assets and starting financial life over from scratch. The math on rebuilding at 50 is different than anything we've covered. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment. Which trap hit hardest? 1. Dual income illusion. 2. Justification Cascade. 3. Invisible decline. Just the number. Assessment link in the description. 3 minutes. Shows you which trap you're in. This is Financial Reality Check. See you next week.